Jizzle fan, what it do? It's your boy J Jizzle, aka J Van. You already know how it go, babies. We got another interview. As y'all can see, the one and only Melvin Harmon. Now, today gonna be a lot of questions asked, a lot of tension gonna be around. You know, a lot of people say they could beat my man, so I can't wait to get to the bonus questions. But for now, we're gonna focus on the main subjects. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Myself.
Oh, I'm always good. By the way, this is my first public interview, so it's a very special thing, of course. It's a blessing, of course, because it was easy, especially with all this pandemic stuff going on, because, of course, he's my mama boyfriend, so it was easy access to getting her. So, other than that, man, normally how I do it, I ask a couple questions, then we go to some bonus questions. It should be funny questions, of course. Other than that, don't spur nobody and let's have fun.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so, since you've been out of jail, of course, man, what you been doing?
Just working, man, reacclimating myself back to society, checking on the kids, checking on mom, my nieces, just doing my normal thing before all this craziness happened to me.
Of course, you've been there for 2 years and some months, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Was it hard driving, like coming back and just like being in the car and driving?
No, I mean, where I was at, it was so easy. I mean, it was at a camp, so you really don't have any fences. So the same thing y'all was doing out here, we was doing in there. I mean, everything y'all had in here, like everything y'all had out here, we had in there. The hardest thing was just being there.
All right, okay. I mean, I feel like if I was gone for 2 years and I never drove a car, I probably. When I broke my hand, I was out for a couple months and I couldn't even drive the first time. It felt weird. It kind of shaking, kind of nervous, just a little bit, but not that bad. But what I'm finna say. Let's go back to high school. As we all know, Melvin was third.
Second or third, I'm not sure what.
Second or third. At the time, I think he was second in Cahokia history for most three-pointers made. I think currently he's third. I don't know if Keenan passed you up.
I believe Minor did pass me up.
Okay, so yeah, so he passed him up 3-point, which is not bad. You know, my man's had his time. They really wasn't keeping up with a lot of stats back then either, so we got to remember that. So, what was you doing to maintain accurate three-pointer, you know?
Well, my thing was Centerville Park.
Okay.
Of course, my mother's backyard is connected to Centerville Park, so I literally have logs where I go shoot 1,000 shots a day and see what it was. I mean, you playing out in the elements, so you got to know how the ball, that's considering the wind, that's considering everything. Then you go to gyms, we was playing everywhere. St. Louis off 64, the Pit, Allerton Park, wherever there was a goal at, we was there.
Yeah, I ain't really like Allerton Park, man. Them goals too high, man.
Man,
You got to
if it's a hoop, you got to learn how to shoot on.
Oh yeah, man. It took me a minute, but I already shot with 2 hands, so it was easy just to throw it up there, man. I remember actually when I was young, they was actually letting us hoop at the Centerville police station. You know, there's a little goal in there. It wasn't the best, but it was still, like you said, still something to shoot at.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you know me, the Hawthorns is actually the first place I was able to just go in the backyard and shoot. And
yeah.
My mama had to beg me to come in the house. I used to try to be out there from. I used to go out there. I didn't even eat breakfast yet. And I'd go out there and dive, take a couple shots, and I was like, yeah, let me go eat real quick. That ain't a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. Kids don't have no more. The parents just let them sit in and twist their thumbs all day. They don't get out there and do nothing. So that you do nothing, you get nothing.
Yeah, my mama, she let me play the game before I go outside. And I didn't like it. She took me outside with me. Seeing all your friends go out there, you used to look out the window, be ghetto. I'm like, hey, man, mama, can I come out and play? My mama already heard me, but you heard knock. I'm like, come on, please. He can't come outside right now.
Right.
I'm like, God dang it, man. But, you know, back then, y'all didn't really have a lot of camera to be able to have highlights and stuff like that. But
right.
Do you wish you had a person that recorded a lot of your games?
We did have somebody who recorded a lot of our games, but unfortunately, due to my tumultuous discord with Cahokia High School,
right.
I don't have access to them. But
right.
there are film of a lot of stuff that we did. I just can't get access to them at this particular time.
Would you consider yourself at the time? I don't know if you were with Centura. Well, that's the name, right?
Centurion?
Yeah, I know. Was he in the same?
He was a year behind me.
Okay, so y'all basically was in the same 3-point years and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. So was it like during them seasons? Was it like a battle between sophomore and JV or senior and junior?
In practice, yes. Centurion was one of the smoothest shooters I had seen in high school. He wasn't quick. He wasn't fast. But if you gave him any space, he'd light your life.
So was he fat back then?
Yeah, he was a chunky guy. I mean, it was like Kevin Beard from East St. Louis.
Yeah.
He was chunky, but he did his job.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. because you know he was a Silver Tiger coach, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I met him, and I was like, well, he knew me from like he was like that number 4 guy, you know, he had defense, and I'm like, well, ain't you a football coach? Like, why you in the back? Then that's when they told me like, you don't know what it is. That's one of the top 3-point shooter in Cahokia. I'm like, he's like, I'll let you up. And I'm like, I take it. You know, I love the challenge though. You know, me and you always say you can't hoop me, man. You have to go out there and show me a little something. I be like, man, how you making these layups? How you driving, doing this stuff, man? But I mean,
it's been a lot of years, man. At 42 years old, man, still being able to do this stuff at the level I'm able to do it. I still think that all the stuff that I did when I was younger, playing with the older guys, unfortunately Greg Hughes just recently passed away, but we played with all those guys and they were 10, 20 years older than us, and I mean, we battled. That's how you learn. You got your ass knocked out there. That's kind of what it was.
Right.
But you learn how to take a foul. This stuff that's going on in the league now, all this flopping and fake foul, I can't get with it.
we're not gonna. I'm not gonna hope he's not talking about LeBron. I hope he's talking about
The
everybody.
league, period.
Hopefully, okay, there because
The league, period.
Okay, I thought you was throwing
I'm not
shots.
gonna-
You know?
No, I don't throw shots. It's the league, period. I don't even like the league, and everybody think that there's more talent in the league. It is not more talent. It's just the rules have changed, and anytime you have the rule changes or progression goes on, the rules are going to change. I just can't change with the rules because it's not what I grew up in. It doesn't make them more talented. It doesn't make them less talented. It just is what it is.
Right. So actually, I came upon someone today. Actually, when I was leaving my job, and he said he don't like college football because of how the way it works. But you know what? Everybody watch college basketball before they make the NBA because it's like in the NBA it's always double overtime or something. But in college, it's like somebody's gonna make that shot most likely. It's like people playing harder in college because of course they're aiming for something. And it's the same with football. So he was saying the way that he don't like that the football player be scoring 80 points.
I mean, to me, in my opinion, it's a lack of defense taught in all sports now because everything is about scoring.
Right.
So nobody really takes pride in playing defense anymore. That's why you see 140-point games in the NBA. You see 70-point games in football. There's a lack of defense because it's about putting butts in seats. As long as people are scoring, that's what sells. But back in the 80s and 90s when people were only scoring 80 points a game because you had a lot of defensive teams, you don't have that anymore.
So back in your time or whatever, in high school or whatever, was it more like low-scoring games?
Yeah, I mean, we had in high school. I mean, 60 points was a lot of points for a game.
Right.
60 was a lot, and so if you gave up 60, trust me, you got your ass cussed out clean. As soon as the game was over, it was a couple games we played so horribly. I remember one game against Mount Vernon at Cahokia, we lost 55-54, and there was no way in hell we should have lost that game. We had a 2-hour practice after the game.
Who was y'all coach at the time?
Roscoe Dow.
Oh man, Millsap wasn't there back then.
Millsap was, I don't know if I think Millsap came a little bit after I graduated.
Okay. So the current girls track coach, Dow. Okay. I had to make sure. I knew he said he was a coach. I thought he was actually a coach for the boys. No, he actually was a girls coach for a minute before the Altop dude came in. He had a beard. I don't know if you know him. Maybe I don't know.
Well, Roscoe is the AD, I still believe, and his brother Pokey is over track as well.
Okay.
But Roscoe's on track as well.
Okay. So, actually, that gave me a good question. Tell me how it was at your experience at Boise State.
I didn't stay long. I really didn't stay long. I played a half season at Swick. Then I decided I was going to stay at home and work. And my uncle was living in Boise, Idaho at the time, and I decided to go to Boise State. And I walked on and made the team. But culture shock was there was no black people in Boise.
Okay.
There was 175,000 people in the city. There was literally 12 black people.
Oh man.
12, not 12,000, 12. And there's a little street they called the ghetto, and it was like a dead-end street, and that's where all the black people live. So it was culture shock for me, so I was homesick. I just brought my ass back home.
Well, they don't wrong with that. I most definitely have felt uncomfortable, not in a racial way, but just like you can't be yourself. You can, but you know what I mean? It's like you don't have nobody that can relate with you because it's like two different living situations.
And it's kind of like with the NBA. Once you cross Kansas going west, the laws change.
Right.
So back then, I had a buddy, a white guy named Chris. I can't even remember his last name, but he ended up getting charged with a sexual assault because his girlfriend was like 4 days for her 18th birthday, and unfortunately, he was fondling her, and our parents found out about it, and they charged him and gave him 15 years. So, and this was a white guy. So that's how bad the laws change once you cross Kansas.
That's considered the West, right? After Kansas.
Going west, yes.
Okay. So like it's like Kansas, I think Tennessee, all in that little.
No, Tennessee is back east.
Okay, I mean I didn't know what was like the line with all the states lining up.
So you got Kansas, you got Oklahoma, you got
Atlanta.
No, Atlanta's east. You got Montana, you got North and South Dakota, you got Idaho, and then you just go like Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, and places like that.
Right. I mean that's. Yeah, I had it hard back then.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Well, I ain't gonna say we had it hard back then. It's a lot different for you guys because now everything is being charged federally, and they have more stuff that would have been misdemeanors back then are now heinous felonies, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Can you tell me exactly what made you the man today? I know you became a father at an early age in your career, so you had to, mature at an early age. Can you tell me how did that, made you grind harder or whatever?
Well, at 15 years old, when you're a father, you don't really know anything.
Right.
You just know that, hey, I was doing this, and this is the product of what happened. But I knew at 15, my life was no longer mine. It was about my kids. So it made me be responsible real early. So I was working before he was even born.
Right.
So I was saving up money then, and I take fatherhood as it's a privilege. It's not something that the kid should be thankful that you're a father. You should be thankful that you have a kid.
Right.
And so therefore, parenting it has come before anything. And so now with 7 kids and 2 grandbabies and extra kids that I have to take care of, it's just it is what it is. But I take it as a privilege. It's a challenge because God blessed me with the ability to be able to do these things, and I don't take that privilege lightly.
I mean, I'm the same way. I think I became a stepfather at a very early age. I don't think. Well, I ain't gonna regret like that. I don't regret anything, of course. But I knew at least I was very immature. With you being my mama early, I was very immature. I played way too much, but it wasn't like to the point where you couldn't deal with me or something. But I just played a lot. Couldn't help it. I had ADHD. I grew out of that. You guys, don't worry about it. But at the age of 20, and me with my girlfriend or whatever, I just knew my mama in my head would have been on my line if I knew I was gonna mess with this girl and wasn't gonna mess with her daughter. So me growing up and my mama being a single mother for the time before she met you, and at least that was final. It was more like seeing my mom either get abused or manhandled, just got taken care of any type of way. Like nobody didn't care because it was only just about her. It wasn't about us.
Right.
So me and you, of course, it was a different vibe. It was like. Just another dude that just want my mom just for her. It's not us, and you helping us out, whether it was lights out, you help give my mom a little money, it just really, I don't know, I can call you Pops and stuff without feeling weird, or, what I'm saying? Like my dad, he lived down the street, but he wasn't there anyway, so it's
right.
Like, me and him making a bond now currently, so it is what it is, So
and you have to look at it that way, man. Every man that makes a kid ain't gonna always be a father, ain't gonna always be a dad. Sometimes the most special people in your life are not your biological parents. It's the extra parents that God ends up blessing you with to help you through hard times.
And I hope that's with my stepdaughter. That's what I hope can be happening with me, because I did a lot, for this year and 6 months that me and my girl been together, and currently with one on the way. I feel like I'm gonna be an awesome father or whatever, because I know most definitely my mom will kick my butt. I'm not going to cuss because she's in the other room, but I know most definitely she will kick my butt if I ever was to be like my dad. I'm not going to be nothing like my dad. So it's just to learn a lesson, I don't regret my dad. I don't hate him. I don't take anything out on him. If he say hey or whatever, we going to always have a conversation. But just knowing everything that I've been through growing up with, whether looking out the window, praying that he come when he say he was going to come, or just saying he's gonna meet this and don't get it, so it just takes it. You just gotta be strong about it,
I think that in those situations, you got a lot of people who make empty promises, and it's not just dads, it's moms too, who make empty promises, and kids sit up and wonder in life how they ended up to this place. But it's a learning experience. With your dad, and me losing my dad at age 6, it was the lesson I learned. Is certain things you take from your parents that you won't do with your own kids. So therefore, you take those lessons. You don't be bitter about it. You be better because of it.
Right. And I mean, mamas are very not promising sometimes. My mama told me she was gonna be an action figure at 7 for Christmas, and she didn't give it to me. So I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I tell everybody, for me being so mature now, I just feel like I'm older for my age. And not saying like, because of course I still play, but I'm more wise. I'm more I think more before I do. I don't be out trying to go to parties. I'm more of a homebody person now. And I just tell people, because people actually come up to me for advice and people actually talk to me about advice like I'm some older guy, And I tell them like, I see so much as you only get one everything. Yes, you might have a stepdad like you, and yes, you might have a stepmom or anything, but you only get one of something real. So that's why I never to blame my dad for anything. I never treat him any type of way, and I always take my mom serious. I try to tell my little sister, of course, we're not gonna get into that's our business, but I just tell them once they're gone, it's gone, and you might not care at the moment because whether it's anger or non-forgiveness or whatever, but at the end of the day, once that day comes, you're gonna feel some type of way. You feel me? So
it's my dad died when I was 6 years old, and you only get one dad, you only get one mom, and their job is to provide for you as best they can. Doesn't mean it's always gonna be perfect, but once it's over, it's over. Right. You can't go back and do. It's not a video game. You can't hit reset and bring them back. Right. So cherish everybody you got while you got them, because sometimes they're a blessing, and most times it's a lesson in the blessing.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's what made me grind hard with everything I did. I grew up with my mom actually teaching me. For me being from Centerville, everywhere in Centerville, I feel like I'm blessed for my mom to be a strong woman to teach me the right way. As me being a boy, you know how hard it is for a mother to raise a boy. Mm-hmm. So, I'm blessed that I wasn't a gangbanger. I had my days where, of course, I was in the hood, but I never grew up to be a gangbanger, a gun holder. I always choose fight over that, but nowadays, it's not like that. But, it's just like you grind harder. So my mama always told me, no matter what the coach give you or no matter what opportunity somebody give you, always take it, because you have to challenge yourself sometimes in life. You would never know if you can do this if you don't try to do it. And I think that's one thing that made me grind so much, because I got cut 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and like I said, man, I cried every year. And my mama said the same thing, you good, just keep going.
Try hard.
And I was out there every day, snowing, regardless, picking the ball up, getting frostbite, trying to shoot the ball still. And I just didn't care. I just did anything to make sure I got there. And I just feel like I don't regret my senior year going to Eastside, because I loved the Eastside. Actually, it was a wonderful experience, but I just wish they gave me an opportunity that I came there for me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Once you told me that you knew Coach Harrison or whatever, and I talked to him. I hate that he had to leave, because I felt like he was going to actually give me a chance, and I was going to actually prove to everybody what I can do. Mm-hmm. And I was in my prime of dunking and everything. I could have been good. I'm good, but, you just learn from everything. You just got to keep grinding, I can still go to college. I can still walk on. I can still find a way to get somewhere with just hooping, period. Somebody going to see you, nobody doing,
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I'm ready for these bonus questions.
I can almost imagine what these going to be like. Let's get it.
All right, so can you tell me a person that you favor yourself as? If you was level your game as a certain NBA player or a college player that didn't make it to the NBA, who would you favor yourself as?
Famous college player, NBA player, that was my game now. I would, if I had to do anything, I'd say the young Ray Allen.
You know what's funny? Because I was thinking the same thing. I was going to say Ray Allen, but I didn't want you saying that I was going low ball or over ball.
No, young Ray Allen could do everything well. He had low post game, he had mid-range, he had three-point shot, and he could defend.
If you talking about Seattle?
Yeah, Seattle. Well,
I don't know if you talking about Seattle.
We can go Milwaukee, Ray Allen. See, a lot of people forgot he played for the Bucks first.
Because I was saying, I don't know about that,
Yeah, Ray Allen was a dog.
I was saying, he was dunking back there. He was doing under the rim.
Yeah, dunking was not my thing.
I was going to say, because he was doing under the rim. I'm like, that's Ray Allen? I think he had a box back then or something. Yeah,
that's where I would say my game was at, because he would defend your best player and he could score really whenever he wanted to. And unfortunately, I could score, but my senior year, our team was so talented that I was really like the second or third option.
Right.
So you had Danye Jackson, you had Vincent Ford, you had Antoine Ford, you had Ezra Silas, you had Stan Williams, we had all these guys, and I think that I still say to this day that's the best class ever walked through Cahokia. Right. Although we didn't make it as far as we needed to make it, but talent-wise, after Vince Ford, it was really Antoine Ford or me, right, as the scorers for the squad.
Well, that's good actually. I wish we had a set team. I feel like my goal in Cahokia, it was always underrated. I feel like I could change Cahokia, not like change the world of Cahokia, but I feel like for me being so energized and being that mic'd up person and had too much heart with basketball, I feel like I can lead a team to a championship only from my defense and just being able to read a pass or, just have because for me being young, I feel like I had the ability to have an old school mindset of defense, to never give up. I'm so energetic. I could run around the whole court and just play so much defense. They called me a crackhead back then. That was my name. I ain't gonna brag on it too much, y'all. Don't think about it too hard. I was like I could say Gary Payne. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know what all Gary Payne did besides defense.
Yeah, Payne was a dog. But that's how I got my shot, was playing defense. They didn't realize I could shoot till later.
Right.
So my coach would always be like, man, you go out there best player. If he go to the bathroom, you shake it for him.
Right.
And so when they go to the huddle, I was never in our huddle. I was in their huddle.
Right.
And I intimidated everybody. And you had the Monty Misters, the Trez Tanners, Clint Sykes, Josh Hellbiggs from Belleville East, Josh Toll from Jabot. I was going all these guys, and they were getting minimal numbers because that's just what we did. We were defensive.
That's a dream come true with a team. I wish the Cahokia team had defense. I don't know. It's the coaching. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Cahokia's had bad coaching for years.
When I say people, like when I do these interviews, a lot of people do not want to say it because, of course, people want to see it. But whether it's taking the time out to teach these people about how important school is or not, because we had so many talents that came through Cahokia, and do you know every person that I interviewed or every person I know that was a good player always says something about grades. You got Deshaun Munson, could have went to the NBA. I think he can still have a time to go to the G League or whatever, but he most definitely could have went to the NBA. He was a triple-double machine, and he actually played against competition and still averaged triple-double. And
that playoff game in Mascouda.
The Cahokia game?
The Cahokia game. I had no clue who Deshaun Munson was, but he impressed the hell out of me.
Triple-double.
It was tough.
And that was the game Cahokia won, right?
Yeah, Cahokia ended up winning that game.
Because of Keenan with the little putback, I think. Yep. And I think D. Jennings with the little clutch shot, I think, before. I think it was Darius also getting free throws in to go into overtime. So that was actually one of, I watched that whole 2-hour game, and like I told them, that was the worst 2-hour game I've ever seen, only because of the graphics. Like, I was just like, who is this guy right here? Who is that? I'm like, you have to go off of, like, the jersey number to know who it is. Yeah. And, like I said, I wish I was there. I wish I was old enough to be able to watch that game.
I was live there, because I follow Cahokia, although my relationship with Cahokia it is what it is, but I still follow it. I'm still a Comanche, obviously. I'm going to be a Comanche till the day I die, but yeah, the Cahokia problem with athletics has always been the coaching.
It's always the coaching.
And I feel like, coaching.
If we took the time out to tell each other how important grades was and how, like, sometimes we got to put the ball down and just get in our head, as if you want to play basketball, you have to be a student athlete.
Yeah.
You can't be an athlete student because
correct.
If you want to be an athlete student, you're going to be in a JUCO or you're going to be in a low college instead of being somewhere where you can be. Like I told my boy Taco, he could have been in a D1 university. Taco was probably the best thing in since 2008, I think they said. Like Darius Austin now. Mm-hmm. After them is like he was the best thing that came to Cahokia.
And Taco would have been a lot better, in my opinion, with better coaching.
Yes, of course.
And the system was not designed for him to necessarily be the star where he had to do everything, but he was forced to do everything. I
feel like, if Chambers was a head coach at the time and actually took the role he was supposed to take, it would have been a lot better. Because, to be honest, I actually started to see that Chambers is a real good defensive coach. Mm-hmm. Not saying that he wasn't at first, but for him being, what's under the coach? Assistant coach. Yeah. So for him being assistant coach, he was always the top word before the second word.
I want to clarify something for all the Cahokia heads in the East Side heads. Watch this. My problem with Cahokia coaching was never Mark Chambers. My problem was with Darian Nash. Mark Chambers should have been the head coach at Cahokia, in my opinion. So he leaves and go to East Side and then wins a state championship. Congratulations. I know I haven't had a chance to tell Mark, but congratulations on your state championship. I was locked up, but I was watching the game live from prison. So it's never been a problem with Mark or Jermaine, his little brother. His little brother Jermaine used to be my best friend. My problem has never been with them. It was with the way Nash was coaching. So I want to make sure I clarify that live and in living color, because too many times you have too many people saying something that's wrong, and then black folks get into disdain or discord or arguments about something that's not factual.
I'm happy you said that, because I mean, you were the first person who just went out and said it. Because I always think it, but nobody that I interviewed never said it. You know, he was more of a sit-down coach. He was more of a, you know, it's like of course, pick a favoritism type of coach, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm not bashing him, of course, but it's just how the way his attitude or whether his energy he gives to a certain player just drains them, you know.
I think the role should have been flipped. Mark should have been head coach. Darren would have been a better assistant coach.
You see how my mom was, you know, how she was before you came along. You know, I had to help with working while to help out, so she wanted to buy stuff for me. And I told him that, you know, I came, you know, the energy was different. He didn't really want to talk to me. He'd go back down there to the class of 19, you know, what's up, my man? You know, just, I was like, I didn't even feel like I should be there, because everything I do, I always say, I just feel like, I don't feel like it's a team thing here, you know. You should want to, even if it's not the best player, you still show them the same way you would show, because that's what's going to bring a team together. Yep. If you show your head stars love and don't show the people that's on the bench love, when they come out there, it's just like I'm just playing just because these people tired, or, you know, I'm just out here just because he in foul trouble. It's not Joe, okay, he trusts me to be in, so this is what I'm going to do. It's basically like he the set-off man. You go out there and you guard him, so just in case he draw a foul, my man won't draw another foul, you know. Right. So it's just a lot of things behind Cahokia that I wish was differently. But overall, Cahokia is a wonderful school.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it has the potential to be one of the greatest schools in this area. But unfortunately, the politics for Cahokia has ruined the stigma for Cahokia. Right. And that's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and put that to the side. Let's talk about my man Darren Goodwin. Now, it's a lot of tension going on. You know, he told me at work that he'll give you buckets. I interviewed him actually recently, last video. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out actually. And he actually said he'll beat the third best Cahokia 3-point shooter, 16-7. Not 16-10, not 16-11, but 16-7. Can you tell me? Can you counter that?
Listen, DG is who DG gonna be. Understand that. I like his confidence. DG ain't giving nobody no buckets. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He got the same move he used since high school. He gonna hold the ball, take 2 jab steps, and try to pull up on you. DG ain't ready for this game. DG ain't beating me no 16-7. DG be lucky if he score 10.
Exactly.
Yep, I said it.
DG, he said he'd give Coach AJ buckets, man. 16-9.
Now AJ is tough. He ain't beating AJ. He hasn't. I'm confident in my ability, but I'm also a truth teller. AJ is much better than I am. He ain't beating AJ at all. At all.
Man, it's getting hot in here, man. DG, I hope you watch this, because, man, you heard from the GOAT himself, the 3-point shooter, man. He ain't gonna lie. He a shooter, too. And he said he'd beat Damo.
He beat who? Damo?
Yeah.
Hey, man, DG need to stop this, man. One thing I need to put out there for Cahokia, because we have a Cahokia Hall of Fame down the hallway.
Okay, yep.
Not only am I think I'm third in 3-point shooting, I have the highest free throw percentage in Cahokia history. I missed 5 free throws my entire career. 94.7%. Because they didn't keep records, I did. 94.7%. Put me in the damn Hall of Fame.
There ain't a lot of people on that Hall of Fame wall. And I feel like there should be more. There's a lot of people that I feel like should have been on there.
Oh, it's tons.
You know?
But that's politics. That's politics.
It's favoritism. It's the one that got the most clout, or the people that never, you know, it's just people, you got connections, you know. Yeah. It's the people that, okay, I mess with my man's right here, you know. Not saying that people that's up there shouldn't be up there, because everybody up there have done something for Cahokia, whether it's the Ward brothers, Damo, of course, Coach AJ, Coach Doc, you know. I'm not saying none of them didn't do nothing, but it's more, they should be happy to put more pictures on Cahokia wall, so when freshmen come in or when scouts come in, they can look at that Cahokia wall and see every last person that walked out of Cahokia that did something to make Cahokia have a name for themselves, you know?
Yeah, that's that Cahokia pride that we just don't have no more.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Cahokia pride, period, you know, wherever. So, other than that, man, let me see if I got another one. I got a lot of questions. I love to ask questions. Nope, don't got no other questions. I was talking too much in that video, and he was too. Initially, the video was almost like an hour long, if not an hour. My phone died, but it caught most of the stuff. So, you know, of course, we wanted to interview to stay professional. So once I started bringing up NBA, it kind of went overboard, of course, with two people that love to talk a lot. So I want to cut all that stuff out because I didn't want the video to be too long about an interview that didn't have nothing to do with the NBA. So we will be doing a broadcast thing where basically it's like an interview, but it's not. But we'll basically be like a hood ESPN. You know, just call me Cahokia Shannon Sharp or Shannon Sharp. But like I said, on my first public interview. So if you guys like it, make sure you guys please comment. Let me know any feedback. Make sure y'all throw the thumbs up and subscribe. Please subscribe. I know you guys love these interviews, so I know it's hard on Facebook when you click on the link and stuff because you gotta sign in and stuff, and y'all don't want to do that. But if y'all like these interviews and y'all want to be the first to see it, please subscribe. It will warm my heart and encourage me to do more. I ain't said I'm gonna stop no time soon, but you know, y'all gotta join the family sooner or later. Y'all can't keep watching my videos and like it and ain't showing me no love, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep this stuff going, man. This public interview stuff was a success for the first time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure, like I said, you throw a thumbs up, comment, let me know any feedbacks, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. Other than that, I got nothing else to say, man. Y'all have a good, wonderful rest of your life, day, whatever you want to call it. I'm out. Peace.